Look, here's the problem. The first vote, what people need to realize, the very first vote that they're taking on this is a motion to proceed. The question is, should they actually debate this? I don't know how any senator...
So it could die right there.
I don't know how any senator can justify voting no, because if you pass that, then you can offer amendments, you can do other things to adjust the bill. The reason they're trying to slam it in before the end of September is by law they were supposed to pass a budget by April 15th. They haven't passed a budget. So when you don't pass a budget, guess what? You can't use the reconciliation tool. That tool allows you to only have to get 50 votes. So that expires at the end of September. Then they have to get to the 60 vote threshold. But if they would have passed it back when they were supposed to, then we wouldn't have had
When
this
it was
problem.
only 7 years after, now it's 7.5.
Yes.
Lisa?
I know. It is pretty ridiculous. And I think the Republican Party made a fatal error in not leading off the gate with a bill ready to go, because I think there was a vacuum where the Democrat Party was able to really soil efforts of the Republican Party. And there was a vacuum where there was a lack of information out there about anything specific that the Republican Party was able to do. And it allowed the Democrat Party to go out there, hit the drumbeat, and, go off with all this messaging against any efforts of the Republican Party. But you really see them trying to court these either no's or potential no's, as you had mentioned, offering additional funding to states like Alaska for Senator Murkowski, even
sweetening the deal.
Specifically,
and
loosening
so
insurance regulations for cruise.
And I don't get that sweetener.
I call it I call it a bribe, but
Well, that's even loosening insurance regulations as well for cruise and lease. So we see them sort of trying to throw it all out there.
Congressman, that's because you like to call it what it is.
It is. It's a bribe. It's like the corn Husker kickback that they tried to do.
It's been a while since I've heard the word soil as a verb.
I'm just saying they're doing this.
It is an interesting way to look at it, though, and very accurate.
Yeah, well,
it's interesting because I was talking to my mom this weekend, and she said, "Do you really think there's going to be a third party?" I said, "No, I think there's going to be four parties, because I think there's such massive chasms in both the Democratic and the Republican Party. I don't think Republicans, with this narrow of a majority in the Senate, can actually come up with something. A, B, I don't think they want to. And C, every time they go for another at-bat, they are giving Democrats cover. Because if they had started, I disagree with you. I think if they had started with tax reform, I think if they had a strong tax bill and came out of the gate with taxes and then passed that and said, this is how you do it, and threw some
That's looking back, and they have to look forward.
Right.
And
they do have to look forward, but there's no way they can get together to move forward.
They are introducing, supposedly, the tax reform package on Wednesday. I talked to rank and file members of Congress. They have no idea what's coming forward. In fact, on Wednesday, they're not voting so that the House Republicans can go to the Navy Yard to have a discussion about what should be in the tax reform package. At the same time, the president's trying to unveil it.
Wow. And also, I was going to say, looking ahead to the 2018 midterm elections are about getting your base excited, coming out to support you. And if Republicans have said we're going to do all these things and they don't do any of those things, how is anyone going to be excited to come out and support them?